5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we are, live. Just let me check really quick if all systems are go. They are. Welcome to this live stream. It's going to take half an hour. I will answer any question you might have. If I can help you, I would love to do that. And I would like to share something that I've been thinking about the last few days. So I'm going to look down here because my computer is there and I can see the chat. So yeah, write whatever you want in that chat, my friend. Let me ask you a question. What if we stopped talking about spirituality? What if labeling things is something that contributes to polarization? If we talk about religion or spirituality, a lot of people go, no, not for me, my friend. They have some idea of what it is and they don't identify with it and they go away. When it comes to spirituality, what if we stopped using that word? What if we talked about, this is what I've been thinking about this last week. When we use the word spirit guides, people go, oh, too crazy for me. What if we chose different words, more natural words that more people can identify with? What if we said, you know, you have an invisible friend? No, that might too go, no, too weird for me. I'll pick up that just in a second. Claudia says hi. Hello from Wales, Babs. Hello. Ellen says hi. Ciao from Italy. Rosalina. Chrissy from New Zealand says good morning. Cherry says hello. Malaysia. Hello. Helsinki, Finland. Been there. Love it. Italy. Claudia. India. Depali. Gabal from India. Hello. What if we instead use normal words to include more people? So, you know, we're talking about the mechanisms of the universe, right? With manifesting and spirit guides. It's how things are organized and how things work. I'm assuming now but that's what I believe in. If you just talked about it like that's the way the world works and not use those words, spirit guides and spirituality, a part of me thinks I should start talking about friends and not spirit guides. You know, I'm planning on, I would love your input on this. I'm planning on making videos where I say, hey, you got an invisible friend that has helped you from the day you were born. Don't believe me? Speak out loud into the room. Hey, friend, if you're there, wake me up 1 minute before the alarm clock tomorrow morning. Right? And when they wake 1 minute before the alarm clock tomorrow morning, they might go, what the is this? And I find it's an easier path into everything that is, but using different language. That's what I've been thinking a lot about this last week. My quest as an hour with my guide inside and me is to inspire or help as many people as possible to realize who and what they are and the power they have, right? What are your thoughts on this? Should we stop using those words, spirit guides and spirituality? Because if we do, we kind of preach to the choir. We kind of talk to the people who already knows about these things, right? Yes, we can learn from each other and grow from that. That's wonderful. But maybe we're not reaching as many people as we could if we use different language. Just a thought I had. Yeah. Hannah says, I think it does not matter how you call it, guides or invisible friends. When people are open, they listen, whatever you call it. Yeah, maybe Hannah, like the teacher appears when the student is ready, kind of like that. Yeah, sure. Talib says language is the key. Yeah. People from Mahela, from Venezuela. It's really nice. Northern Illinois, USA, New Jersey. So that's one thing I would say obsessed with reaching people with this message. Hannah says the language is not so important. What you say, the content, it is important. Yes. Absolutely. I'm just a little scared that I'm pushing people away. If they see a title on a YouTube video with spirit guides or spirituality, they label it in their mind, right? Oh, not for me. That's woo-woo crazy stuff. Not gonna watch that. It's not about tricking people, of course. It's just explaining the same thing, maybe with a more open mindset and open perspective and intention. Let's dive into the question. Do you have any questions? You feel free to ask me. Begum writes, can the throne meditation be done every day? Yes. Actually, I just recorded a video. I will publish it tomorrow. It is Jay, this person who wants to be anonymous, who sends us information, and recently about the throne method, which is kind of becoming, you know, not manifesting by wanting something, but becoming everything. It's like integration. And Jay wrote an email to me about why so many people fail to manifest. And that's going live tomorrow, the day after this, at 10 p.m. Central European Time. And Jay writes in that email about the throne method that we should practice 10 minutes a day, Jay says in that email. So yes. Back to the language, Christian writes, but you cannot reach those who aren't open to it. Now, and that's probably true too, right? So if I use different language, it's still weird. It will be weird hearing that you have an invisible friend around you, or several, right now. That's weird stuff. No matter what you label or call it, I do see that. I read all the nice words you write about me. I won't read them out loud, but I thank you, Morten. Hannah writes, I love the word spirit because it means something that is higher than the physical world. Yeah, absolutely. And also the word in the spirit of things, right? Also works fine. Yeah. What's my take? Michael asks, what's my take on Joe Dispenza's method? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I've listened to a lot of his work. And I don't think anyone, I've seen, I've spent years trying to figure these things out. So I've watched, I would say most of them. And I don't think any of them is wrong, that technically wrong way to do it, because I think there's a lot of ways to do things. And from my understanding, as long as you use your intention, the method might not be that important. But what Jay is talking about with the throne method, it's more, it's not a, I'm starting to see it, it's not a manifesting method. Well, it kind of is, but it's more like realizing who you are and that you belong on that throne. And when we understand that on a deep, deep, deep level, things start to shift because we are part of everything that is. It's not like something you force, it's more like an identity, I would say, who we are, and that we actually belong and remember that we belong on that throne. Shapilus asks where I'm from. I'm from Norway. D. Miller writes, have you ever tried Pinterest to manifest? I don't understand the question, D. Miller. I know what Pinterest is if you're talking about the website, but I don't understand the manifesting part. D. Miller writes, oh, no, now, yeah, it's a D. Miller writes more about Pinterest. It works for me by using Pinterest to manifest. It works for me. I spend time searching for what I want. I collect, then I let it go. Okay, yeah, cool. So it's like a physical, like a visual collection of things, and then you let it go. Yeah, sure. Like, almost like a vision board then. Yeah, kind of. Cool, 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 cool. Instead of thinking it and speaking it, you can look at it and yeah. I'm reading trying to understand the comments before I read them out loud. If I don't understand it, I won't read it. BBA, hi, it really resonates me what you say. My question is, do you ask more than one time if the thing you asked for don't change? No, I don't. I think the universe heard you the first time, and you could repeat. Well, the answer to this is, I wouldn't repeat it for the universe's sake. You come across as a little needy and a dog with a bone, and to attach to it, right? I'm a strong believer in letting go. You could repeat it as a mantra or as an intention for the day. So let's say you want to be more confident, right? And you've intended it, you ask for it, and now you let it go. You could use that as a reminder for yourself to keep it fresh in your mind, but not to ask the universe again and again and again. I wouldn't do that, no. Begum writes, if spirit, the wording, feels uncomfortable, universal energy may be acceptable. Yeah, universal energy. That's there is a part of me that really resonates with this. Universal energy is very objective, right? It's very clear and pure. Universal energy, yeah. Rosalina writes, can you make a 10-minute throne meditation? Why do you have to stop? What if and drink water and then go back? I think that's fine to have a break and drink some water. I don't think that will mess anything up. Yes, Lotta writes, I don't know why I wake up at night at 2:02, 3:03, or 4:04. I know. It's almost like every time I look at my phone, there's some kind of number like that now. Have you other guys also seen that? So weird. Lida writes, is there a full video on the throne meditation? I wish we had a group on this meditation here in Norway. Yeah, no, there's a playlist on the channel. I collected the videos. I think with the throne, there is much debated thing that Jay wrote and made, but I think you will get the idea of it by reading the text. I've copied down. I will now also do for the video tomorrow, where Jay writes about why people fail at manifesting. I copy or paste the text in the description. So just by reading that will be much faster than looking at me reading it. You will get the idea of it. If you go to that playlist, Jay's teachings or something it's called, and make it your own. Feel, does it resonate with me? What resonates? This, if part of you goes, oh yeah, wow, this is so cool, yeah, go with that. And if parts go, no, well, maybe consider not doing those. So make it your own. Yeah. D. Miller writes, I also manifest while driving, daydreaming. Yeah. Some people say, oh, it's a big difference between daydreaming and manifesting. And yeah, sure, daydreaming might be more random and manifesting more targeted. But if you think about when we were kids, we were daydreaming all day, right? And maybe just an idea. What if daydreaming, which every kid does, and we maybe would do it a little less? I guess we know we do it a lot less when we grow up. But what if it's in like a natural manifesting state, daydreaming? Because we all did it or slash do it. What if it's something built into us, right? I think that's very fascinating. Thank you for writing that, Dear Miller. Deepa writes, I recently saw a video on how you lost your baggage. What do you think? What would be the reason? Is it your deep belief or your thoughts that things worked wonderfully for you? Yeah, so I lost my bags and they were found. It's in a video where I felt very protected, and it's was just amazing. So the question is, if the good things come my way or something like that, I would say yes. Good things really do come my way, but not all good things, and also some so-called bad things. But of course, what we call the bad things have tons and tons of growth and learning in them, right? So I try to see the bad things as valuable. Am I successful at that? No. Not when I'm in the SHIT, I struggle seeing that perspective. But having that knowledge that it is a speed, it's a fast track into growth, having problems. It really is. In the problem, I struggle to see that perspective, but knowing it, I get faster out of the stuck, oh, I'm so angry, I'm so miserable. It's easier to get out of it when you know that this is actually, in long terms, fantastic. I'm 100% sure that I would much rather have coffee with a version of you, I'm talking to each and one of you now, the version of you who struggled in life than the version of you who never struggled with anything. Would much rather have coffee with that version who has struggles, right? So much more interesting company to talk to. That's just one example of the gold in the pain, right? Yeah. But I'm always successful? No way. But I'm easier out of it. Yeah. Something about drinking water after a practice. And also Jay said that after doing the throne meditation, drink water, walk around in silence, not speak for at least 15 minutes is also in the description of those 3 or 4 videos. EA writes, are you familiar with Neville Goddard? Yes. Can you explain the difference with living in the end versus daydreaming? Isn't it? In my view, it's kind of the same, isn't it? You're just in that feeling. And when you daydream, you are in the feeling, right? You know when kids play, we were playing with, when I was a kid, playing with cars or whatever, driving, you know, we were in that world completely. Didn't think about the room we were in, or we forgot dinner, forgot everything, because we were in that world of playing. So I'm not an expert on Neville Goddard, but it seems like it has a lot of things in common anyway. Luda writes, I'm doing Dr. Dispenza's meditation, but I can't imagine. Has some sort of thing where you only can see black when you visualize. But this won't stop me because I love doing meditation even if I just focus on my breathing. Yeah, great. Wonderful, Luda. Maybe you could go into the feeling. If you can't visualize and see things in your mind's eye, maybe you could feel the joy and go with that. I like the I wonder method. Instead of trying to fake feel that I have what I want, I ask, I wonder what that would feel like to live like this or to have that. And then I'm curious and I wonder about it. I talked about this in a video recently. And then your inner critic, your blocks, and your limiting beliefs can't stop you because you're just being curious. I wonder what that would feel like. Yeah. BBA, have you done something for blocks or resistance? Yeah, that's like how you let go internally. I'm not a big expert on that. I do let the one I just mentioned, the I wonder what that would feel like method, bypasses your blocks and limiting beliefs. When you go internally, I'm thinking you're thinking of shadow work, to let go of things. Not an expert, but I do believe that the route is to go not under it or over it, but through it by integrating it and loving it and embracing it and making it to a friend and learning to see that this thing that used to be a problem also carries with it power and knowledge and wisdom that you can embrace, and then you flip it, and it used to be a problem, now it's power and wisdom. That is good that you have, that makes you a so much more interesting person to have coffee with, right? So if you can flip it, then it kind of loses its negative power, because now you want it. Oh, love it. It makes me more wise, right? And yeah, I heard a teacher once said, I acknowledge you, I love you, I thank you. There was a whole thing, I don't remember the order, about challenges. You give it a big hug, right? Yeah, instead of going, oh no, don't want to think about that. That's what we want to avoid. Raz Al-Skwani writes, go touch grass, mate. You're too old to be here. Yeah. I find it very fascinating. Why? What's the engine behind Raz? When you write a comment like that, I'm so curious to what is the drive? You know? Why would you write something like that? What's the inspiration behind it? Yeah. Because we know that, sorry, I'm not calling you a bully, Raz, because I don't know you, but bullies in general are insecure. I'm not saying you are insecure, but I'm just trying to figure out the inspiration of writing a thing like that. Yeah. So my point with that would be, we think we need to punish the bully. Now you're gonna get it. You're a bully. You need to be punished. That's like pouring gasoline on a fire. I don't think we should do that. Bullies are insecure. D. Miller writes, when I'm doing a mundane chore and whatever I'm daydreaming about is what my life becomes. So I have to be very careful. Okay, yeah. Talib Jensen writes, once we let go, we can allow. Ah, love that sentence, Talib. So clear. Once we let go, we can allow. Manifesting is, Talib writes further, manifesting is awareness experiencing itself. So everything we experience is a manifestation. We are always right. So the question becomes, what do we want to be right about? Cool. Lydia is going to bed. Thank you. Have a nice night, Lydia. Claudia writes, did someone know the YouTube channel Living from the Source? It's very interesting. Instead of manifesting, it's closing from the source that we are a part of it. I'll check it out, Claudia. Thank you. Living, so the YouTube channel is called Living from the Source. Living from the Source. BBA, thank you. It seems a bit like the Teal Swan completion process. Yeah, I've seen that. And this teacher I was referring, probably, well, maybe he has. I don't know. Teal Swan is, yeah, seems to have a lot of knowledge. Know that I went to this shaman, shamans in Norway. We have a lot of shamans from the northern part, the Sami people, just like the native people of Norway. And it's so interesting, they have been ridiculed for centuries. Well, I said, yeah, centuries, decades anyway, a lot of decades. And it's been, illegal. Their drums have been taken away from them. It was ridiculed and illegal, and they kind of lost their way in many ways. But now, when spirituality and people are waking up, they were right all along. It's so. And that thing I mentioned was inspired by that tradition. It's very, very, and it's not, I'm not going to rant about, but there's native peoples everywhere, right? And I'm not an expert on this, so I might be a little wrong, but I think I'm a little right too. They kind of did the same thing, different variations, yes, but the drums and how they saw nature, and they did the same things long before they could communicate with each other. I find that kind of a cool way to understand that this is authentic and real. Yeah. There we go, that law of assumption. Yeah, you assume, take it for granted, isn't that it? Yeah. Talib writes, the difference between daydreaming and living in the end is that daydreaming has no real emotional connection, and living in the end requires an imaginary act with all your emotional senses. Yeah, so I guess the lines are a little bit blurred, because I am sure some people who daydream, Talib, also has a real emotional connection to what they are daydreaming about. But maybe it's stronger when manifesting. Yeah. It's been how long? Okay, 34 minutes. I'm just gonna check my notes. Something else I want to share with you. Yeah, let me just get some questions, and I understand that. I talk about J and the throne method, which is one thing, and then in many other videos I talk about intending and asking and letting go and asking your God inside, spirit guide, invisible friend, or whatever you want to call it, for help. So some people go, oh, what's this? It's completely different methods. What do you recommend? And I would say, yes, they are kind of completely different. Jay's method is, in my view, it's deep, it's kind of advanced, it's actually identifying on a soul level with everything that is, and removing all doubt about that, and just blending with the, source, if you will, that you belong on that throne, is a really shift in how you see yourself and your place in this universe. Kind of deep stuff. That's Jay's method, if we want to call it that. And the other thing is an easy. So let me put it this way. I am a strong believer in manifesting, and that we probably manifest everything around us all the time, maybe. And it is connected to how we see that life is a mirror, and it reflects back what you send out and all those things. And that with Jay, it's becoming better at doing that, right? So, but we also can ask for help. So that's Jay thing, right? And you can say to your guide, come on, man, I need some help here. I'm struggling. Come on. Give me a break. And that also works. So two very different methods. And I think they live happily side by side. And we're not alone in this universe, right? We can master becoming one with everything and being really, deep on that. And you can go, hey, I need some help here. And you will get that too. So, yeah, I just wanted to explain that really short. That's long enough. Thank you so much for playing along and for all your questions. If I didn't answer yours, maybe didn't see it or didn't understand it, because if I don't understand it, I can't read it. So feel free to send me an email or write a comment, and I will do my best to answer, or repeat the question next week. So I'll see you then. Okay, thanks a lot.